Hi guys, Robo46 here, and welcome yourselves to round 3 of Robo's Racing League on MotoGP 15 with the Moto2 bikes on the Xbox One. We are at Mugello this week. Let's see how the qualifying went. It was Emil 007 Heskey who took pole with a 151.365, closely followed by one racer in second. Dylan was in third, Armorland fourth, myself fifth. I am Cyborg in 6th, Brandy Scales 7th, Moreland 97 8th, and then we had the Postman in 9th, GSXR Matt in 10th, Chand in 11th, and Biker in 12th. A lot of us not actually having our setups load for the race. I mean, it always happens with me anyway, so I've kind of got used to it, but a few of the other guys not having their setups load properly in the qualifying, but they did in the race. So let's go over to the grid and get this race kicked off. So who would be the quickest? Obviously all of our qualifying times were pretty slow compared to what we can actually do, especially in time trial, but we're nowhere near our personal best for some reason. But anyway, here we go. Lights go out, and not too bad start from myself. Yeah, definitely better than what I had in Le Mans. But into the first corners we come up to. Bikes all over the place. In we go. A few people going a bit wide. So 4th place at the moment. So we go left. Dylan takes the lead. I lose 1 place. People all over the place. There is another HP Pons bike, so there's 3 of us in yellow. There's still a load of people in the Mark VDS colours. So one racer just went into the lead. He is using the IO Team Calex. Took a bit too much curb there. Lost a little bit of time. In 5th at the moment. I believe that is Armorland in 4th. It is. Right on his tail. Brandy Scales going around the outside. And then get some pretty good drive. But at the moment the front few just slowly pulling away a little bit. But I get a good drive out of here. Managed to re-overtake Brandy Scales back up to 5th place. In this annoying corner, which is quite easy to crash at because your front just goes really light. And into the quick chicane, which you have to go careful not to cut. Good exit out there. Right in Moreland's slipstream. Into the final corner. Both going wide. Moreland going into the gravel. And then there's a bit of a gap now up to 3rd place. A crash further back for Chand. 4th place at the moment. One racer in the lead just set the quickest lap on the first lap. The quickest lap so far, I should say. So a second up to 3rd place, Emil. Would I be able to close that down? Still got Moreland on my back. Brandy Scales overtakes Moreland 97 a bit further down. Dylan goes into the lead, overtakes one racer. Another crash by the looks of it. 1.3, so I lost quite a lot of time in the first sector. Fortunately, Chand got disconnected from the lobby. Brandy Scales had a crash. One racer retakes the lead. Emil just looking like he's struggling to stay with the front two. A bit of a gap starting to appear. But still 1.3 up to him. So I didn't really lose much time in the second sector, which was good. Another crash for Brandy Scales further back. And he'll close up a little bit there. Crash for Moreland 97 further down, 7th place. Then into the final sector of the track. Still got Moreland on my back. 0.4 behind. 1.3 up to Emil. Closed in like fractionally. in the last sector, but nothing to write home about. Waiting for Moreland to come past on the straight at some point using the slipstream. And he does, there he goes. Then obviously I can get his slipstream. And then back in front of him I go. Into the first corner again. Start of lap 3. I go a bit wide, but he goes wide as well. I put it back underneath. He manages to get a better drive. I put it underneath. A crash further down for GSXR Matt 24 in 9th place. I'm back into 4th place. 1.6 now to Emil, so losing most of my time in the first sector, losing about 0.3 of a second. Moreland comes back in front. This corner in the GP League I had a crash and so did Emil, as you just seen there. We both go past him. So our Moreland is now 3rd and I am 4th. And up the hill. Could I re-overtake our Moreland? I had to think about it. Too much curb, almost crashed. Rear just gave out a little bit. Emil catching us back up again. Went in a bit too wide there. Emil went very wide as well. Into the chicane. Good drive out. As long as I could stay with Moreland around the last corner, I could use his slipstream again. Moreland, Emil going a little bit wide behind. Just start finish straight again. Trying to get in his slipstream. And of course Emil has got my slipstream as well. So I go past Moreland. And then Emil puts it up the inside. I believe that's Emil in 3rd place now. Moreland in 4th and me in 5th. It is indeed. Went a little bit wide there, a bit too quick in. And slow out as well, so lost a bit of time there. Moreland has a crash there, took a bit too much curb. I closed in quite a lot on Emil there. Don't know if he made a bit of a mistake. I'm right on his tail again. So 2 riders crashed there. I go up to 3rd momentarily. And Emil comes back past. Again, taking a bit too much curb there. Luckily I didn't crash again. Making a few mistakes now. I just couldn't really settle into this race for some reason. And throughout the whole race I was making quite a few mistakes. And they're starting to pull out a bit of a lead now. 2.6 back to Moreland. To the final corner again. Trying to get in Emil's slipstream. He tries weaving down the straight. And then nothing really happened until lap 9 now. I'm in 4th place. Emil was a long way up the road, but I am being caught now by our Moreland, who over the last 3 or 4 laps has been getting quicker and quicker. I've been making shitloads of mistakes and just completely losing my rhythm and losing the speed. So he's basically a second behind at the moment. Coming out of this right-hander, I have a massive moment and almost crash. Had to let off the throttle a bit to make sure I didn't actually crash. And any minute now, there's the red arrow to show that he is right on me. And this is the penultimate lap, so still got 1 more lap to go. 4.5 ahead Emil is, and 0.2 Moorland is behind me now. 197 has another crash. Could I hold out for one more lap? Or will Moorland get in front and just pull away? Very wide there from him, which let me off the hook a little bit. Still in 4th place at the moment. And he gets in front. We get slightly better drive out into the final corner for the penultimate time. He gets a better exit, but now I've got the slipstream. But of course I know that if I go in front of him, he's going to use my slipstream as well. A little bit laggy. Get the final bit of slipstream into the first corner. We're on the final lap now. Had a battle with our Moorland a bit earlier. Now we're ending with a battle. At the moment, keeping him behind me just. Obviously 3rd place is out of the question. The top 3 are pretty much sorted now. One racer is in the lead. Dylan 2nd and Emil 3rd. This corner, try not to crash, and I didn't. Rear stepped out a little bit, but then I make a huge error of judgment and take too much curb. Unfortunately, the rear comes round this time. I had a few warnings throughout the whole race, again on the curbs and the rear stepping out, but that time it just went out a bit too much. I had a crash, and I was now down to 5th place with no chance of getting any higher now. We're of course in the final sector as well, which was really annoying. I was pretty safe in 5th now, and the last few corners just pretty much rolled it off, and yeah, I just tried to make sure I didn't make any more mistakes. Final corner. So I made loads of mistakes in that race, and unfortunately the final one I make is the one which I crash in and loses me a position. But that was the race. So the final results were: one racer got the win. Dylan was 2nd, Emil was 3rd, Moorland was 4th, I was 5th, Brandy Scales got 6th, Moorland 97 was 7th, GSXR Matt was 8th, Biker was 9th, Postman was 10th, Chand was 11th, who unfortunately had that disconnect, and I Am Cyborg was 12th, who also had a disconnect. He disconnected before the race began whilst the game was loading. So we had a full lobby briefly, but unfortunately a couple people losing connection. But that's the race results. Let's go and have a look to see how the championship standings are. So with that win, one racer moves into the lead with 58 points, closely followed by Emil in 2nd place with 54. Dylan is another 4 points behind in 3rd with 50 points. 10 points behind him is myself in 4th place, and Moorland 99 in 5th place, both with 40 points. A further 10 points behind us both is Brandy Scales in 6th with 30 points. GSXR Matt 24 is 7th with 22 points. Biker 7202 is 8th with 21, and Moorland 97 is in 9th with 21 points as well. Njek moving down to 10th with 16 points, and I Am Cyborg in 11th with 13 points. And then in 12th place we have the Postman 316 with 6 points, and 13th is Chand G146 with 5 points. So 3 races down, 7 to go. The next race is at Catalonia this Friday, which is the 19th of March. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. The championship is obviously changing every single race. Hopefully we'll do that throughout the whole season. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave this video a like, subscribe to my channel for more content. I shall see you guys in the next video. See you!